Sorry, Frank. This is Howard. Howard is the monster designer. No, this is Howard over here. Hi, Howard.
Hi, Dave.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Now, Howard, when you start, you make a drawing like this.
Right.
Then you go from the drawing, you go to the clay model head.
Exactly. This is a real roughed-out prototype head.
He looks pretty rough.
Yeah. As soon as it's finished sculpting, I go ahead and take plaster molds. And after the plaster's done, we go ahead and pour the rubber in. And when the rubber sets up, we pull it out, paint it up, and fix up the teeth or whatever we need to do and put hair on it. And get it all set.
He looks like he's kind of going, go on, make my head. Looks kind of like my mailman. Oh, and this is another cast member right here, I should say. This is Egghead Man. Yeah, go on, say something. Dorothy, wake up, your teeth are finished. These things look so real, it's like they're about to come alive at any time. Here, you want this? Hey, you need a shave.
You're out of control, Dave.
This is my Aunt Ida over here. Hey, how's it going? I think this guy better start washing his face. Hey, wash up a little bit, okay? You look terrible. Yeah. Hiya, Dave. How you doing? Hi, kids. I'm going out as myself on Halloween. Yeah.
Dave, it was a pleasure having you and your friends here at the lab today.
Well, thank you, Alan. We learned a lot.
When you enter Makeup Effects Lab, or M.E.L as it's affectionately called, you literally enter a factory dedicated to fantasy creations, a place where a dozen grown-ups play make-believe all day long and get paid to do it. M.E.L created giant rats for the deadly eyes, weaponry and death effects for The Sword and the Sorcerer, eye-popping 3D mayhem for Friday the 13th Part 3, a one-armed robot killer and his band of cyclopean warriors for Metal Storm, and unique waterproof animal makeup to create a golden seal for, you guessed it, Samuel Golden's Golden Seal. M.E.L is actually 4 friends and partners. Alan Apone serves as production coordinator. Doug White is a designer and resident robotics expert. Frank Carriosa is their master lab technician and mold maker. And Richard McGuire is M.E.L's art director, production designer. M.E.L works closely with producers and directors early in production to supply a complete package of fantasy creations that encompass design, costumes, props, sets, models, and miniatures. The day we visited M.E.L, we stumbled on Tab Hunter and Paul Edin Raoul Bartel shopping for M.E.L's very special brand of fantasy creations.
We're having them do a chest build-up for one of the actors in the film. Paul's going to be directing.
This particular special effect, which is a chest enhancement, let us say, is required for the film because the leading lady is going to be played by a man.
So how about afterwards, Alan Apone was kind enough to take a tour of M.E.L's strange handiwork, and I do mean strange.
Where the initial design for the sand beasts in Metal Storm lived in the sand and drew our stars under the sand. There were little hand puppets that were operated from underneath.
Oh,
No, look at this. And these are our rats from Deadly Eyes. These are what the dachshunds wore.
Oh, yeah?
See, there's a zipper here, which gets opened up, which is connected at the moment, and then they stick their legs out through here. They have a full range of movement. It's a non-restricting suit, and allows them total mobility.
Well, now, you've got a dog in there wearing a rat's costume. What happens when the dog inside this costume sees the rat next to him, which is really another dog disguised, but he, of course, doesn't know that?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, because we had an interesting thing happen. In the beginning, they started biting each other's tails. And when you pick one up to try to pull him loose, you ended up with a chain.
What have you got going here?
Well, this is Karen and Howard, and they're doing sculptures for a film project that's in development called Dark Side. And these are a couple of the characters that they're sculpting ideas for.
Quite frankly, are these people a little odd?
Pretty odd. They are very odd, actually. I think I've got probably the oddest group around, but the best.
I was working working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
He did the mash.
he did the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard
He
smash.
did the mash.
And coming up next, right